Welcome back to another English online session. Today, I am going to narrate the seventh chapter. The name of the chapter is The Necklace. This story was included in the text Footprints Without Feet. The story revolves around a selfish lady named Matilda. She is unsatisfied with her life as she wants a rich husband, but because she belongs to a family of clerks and her family is unable to give dowry, she is married to a clerk. One day, both the husband and wife are invited to a party at the minister's house. But Matilda does not have good clothes and jewels to wear at such a party. Her husband suggests her to buy a dress and ask an old friend for jewelry. She then borrows a necklace from her friend and goes to the party. What happens next proves to be a lesson for the unhappy lady. Before I begin to narrate this lesson, let me give you a brief idea about the writer of the story. Henry Rene Albert Gady Maupassant. He was born in 5th August 1850 and died 6th July 1893. He was a French writer remembered as a master of the short story form and as a representative of the naturalist school of writers. He who depicted human lives and destinies and social forces in disillusioned and often pessimistic terms. He wrote some 300 short stories, 6 novels, 3 travel books, and 1 volume of verse. Matilda Loisel was a pretty young lady who was born into a middle class family who worked as clerks. Her family did not have any means to arrange dowry for her marriage. She did not have any other means by which she could befriend a rich man to be loved or married to him. So, due to these circumstances, she had to marry a clerk in the office of the Board of Education, and because of this, she was unhappy. She used to think that destiny was unfair to her and that she deserved much better than what she had got. She used to get angry and was tortured by the condition of the apartment. The dirty walls and the torn furniture used to irritate her. So, this story introduces the central character, Matilda Loisel, who is unhappy with her life in all means. She belongs to a middle class family, so she was married to a middle class person, a clerk, but she always wanted to live a luxurious life. So she didn't get it. So she's always disappointed. Most of the time, she got angry with her husband or the place where she was living. That house is not a luxurious house, and she didn't have all the facilities she expected and she would like to have. She used to think about elegant dinners being served in marvelous dishes when her husband used to prize the homemade food served in a simple dish. She did not have fancy jewels or good dress. She had a school friend whom she did not like to meet as she was a rich lady. After meeting her, she used to cry for days together, looking at the condition of her life. One day, her husband came back home from work in a mood holding an envelope in his hand. He informed her that the envelope was for her and asked her to open it. Her husband, he was living in reality. He was satisfied with whatever he had, and he is trying his level best to make her happy. But she was always living a fancy world. She was comparing her life with one of her school friend, and she became very sad because that school friend was living in such a luxurious manner. She was worried about that. Always she was comparing her life with other luxurious people, her friends or the people surrounded her. On particular day, her husband brought a surprise to her, but she was not very much impressed with that. He was asking her to open it. She quickly pulled out the printed card as she was waited to know what it was about. It was an invitation from the minister. The couple had been invited to a dinner party at the house of the Minister of Public Instruction. She was supposed to be delighted as Loisel expected, but she got really angry and threw the card while murmuring something. She asked her husband what did he want her to do with the card. He replied that he had thought that she would be happy as she never went out. This was a rare occasion to which not many employees were invited. He also told her that she would be meeting a lot of people from his office there. He was very happy to bring that card, and he thought she also would be very happy to get such an invitation because it is a prestigious one. Very few people only invited, one of them this family, but she was very angry with something. She is not revealing it anyway, but she just threw the card to show her disapproval or anger. Matilda asked him what could she wear to such a grand party. He stammered as he had not thought of that. He first asked her to wear the dress that she wore when they went out for movies, but then, as she was weeping means crying, he asked her about the matter. She wiped her tears from her wet cheeks and replied calmly that she could not be a part of such a grand affair and that he should give away the card to some other colleague whose wife was better than her. He felt bad for his wife as he saw her crying and asked her the cost of a simple dress that could be worn by her on other occasions as well. She thought of an amount that would neither be refused by him nor scare the poor clerk. Then she said that she would be able to manage a dress in 400 francs. So here, this husband was in a confused state, in a dilemma. What he should do if he is refusing it? She won't accept it, or she continue crying. Already, she is not satisfied with her present life. So he, in a compromise, he asked her to tell him a reasonable amount to buy a new dress, and not only for that particular party, and she can wear it in another other occasions also. Then she is also very tactful, very cunning woman. So if she say a big amount, he is going to refuse it. So she was thought of a reasonable amount, that is 400 francs, and she said to him. Matilda Loisel was reluctant as he had saved only that much money to buy a gun for himself so that he could join the hunting parties next summer along with his friends. He told his wife that he would give her the money and asked her to buy a good dress. The day was approaching, and Matilda was still not fine. Even though her dress was almost ready, one day her husband asked her again that why had she been acting strangely for the past few days. Matilda replied that although she had the dress, she did not have any kind of jewelry or anything else to make herself look even more attractive. She said that without any jewelry, she would look like a poor person in such a big party. So first thing she just earned it. She bought a very nice dress, and now she is planning to buy a jewel. And she was started acting strangely. Her husband noticed it, and he asked that why she was acting strangely, in a strange manner. So she informed that she need jewels, otherwise she won't look perfect in that such a big party. Without fancy jewels, she told she won't attend the party. Like she was very adamant. He just has given the amount he has saved for buying a gun for his hunting party, but he had given this money to her to buy a new dress. Now she started to ask him to buy a jewel. She again said that she would rather prefer not going to the party. To this, her husband replied that she could wear some natural flowers over the dress as they looked really nice and attractive. She replied that she could not, as it looked really cheap in a party of rich people. Then her husband suggested that she could go to her friend Mrs. Forestier and asked her to lend some jewelry. Matilda became happy again as she heard the idea. She went to Mrs. Forestier's house and next day and said that she was stressed about the party and the jewelry. Mrs. Forestier went to her closet and brought out her jewel box. Mrs. Forestier asked her to choose for herself whatever she wanted. Here there was no other choice. So her husband has given an idea. She can lend the jewel from one of her rich friends. Mrs. Means Mrs. Forestier, and for this party she can borrow lent a jewel and she can wear that party. That was the only choice in front of them now. She first saw some bracelets, then some pearl collars, and then a Venetian cross of gold and jewels. She was not able to decide what to take and what to leave. So she asked Mrs. Forestier if she have anything else that she could wear. To this, Mrs. Forestier replied that she could herself take a look and choose something suitable. She then saw a superb diamond necklace kept in a black satin box. She took it out with her trembling hands and wore it. She was overjoyed with the necklace as it looked very beautiful. She asked her friend if she could lend her the diamond necklace. Mrs. Forestier consented to it. So this gave her a lot of happiness because her friend is a very generous and she was allowing her to choose whatever she like. She can choose the jewel she liked. um, Mrs. Loisel became very happy and she has chosen a diamond necklace that was very costly, and it is a superb one. She This attracted her a lot, and she has with a hesitation, because it is very costly, with a hesitation she asked it, but immediately Mrs. Forestier accepted and told her you can take it. She accepted that. I am stopping the summary narration here. What are the things happened after this was a bit interesting. I will narrate the balance part of the summary in the next class. As usual, you have to read the text. Don't forget to have a dictionary while reading. Try to find the meaning of new words and write it nearby that particular word. See you in the next class. Bye.